I do what a lot of us do. We focus on the good moments, those moments that make our stomach flutter with butterflies and that we feel seen and loved and validated. We tend to focus on the potential of the relationship, the potential of the person, instead of the reality of the person and the reality of the relationship. So today, I'm going to talk to you about how do you say goodbye and how do you do it in a way where you have forgiveness in your heart and not anger or hatred or frustration towards the other person. Well, I'm gonna answer all those questions today. So grab your favorite drink, pull up a chair, and let's get started. Welcome. I am Dr. Tracy Dickens, a psychologist. And if this is your first time here, welcome. I'm so glad you found my channel. If you've been here before, welcome back. I'm so glad that we get to hang out again. So we're talking about goodbyes. The original phrase for the word that we know today as goodbye appeared in the 1500s as God be with you. And over time, because language evolves over time, the contraction or the reduced version of the phrase became God be with you. And then over time, it became goodbye. So if we can think of saying goodbye in a way, we are sending that person into the future and we are asking God to join them on that journey, it makes releasing relationships so much easier. It's still going to be painful because, obviously if you're in the relationship, you're there because there's something about that person that you were attracted to. There's something about that person that was helpful or beneficial or that you enjoyed. And this can be for friendship or intimate relationship. It doesn't matter. If you're in relationship with someone and it's painful for you to release them, there's something that was enjoyable about that relationship. And that's what makes it so hard to say goodbye, because you're not just saying goodbye to the bad things, you're saying goodbye to the good things too. And so we tend to stay because we are so enamored by the good things. We are enamored with the imagined idea of the relationship, or we stay because we are loyal to how the relationship used to be. Many years ago, before Tyler Perry was the Tyler Perry, he used to have a mailing list, and multiple times a month he would send out these amazing emails with just stories of wisdom. I still have a lot of these emails today, and I will read over them and I will give them or read them to clients because they were just so powerful. One of the emails that resonated with me involved a friend that came over to Tyler Perry's house, and this friend was having a difficult time with another person, with a family member, I believe. And as the person was telling Tyler Perry about the situation, Tyler Perry was walking them towards the backyard. And he opened the back door and they stepped outside, and he told the person, "I want you to tell the grass to provide you shade." And the person looked at Tyler Perry and was like, "Yeah, it's grass. Grass doesn't do that." And he's like, "Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Well, go over there and tell the tree to provide you cushion for your feet." And he's like, "Yeah, that's not what trees do." And he's like, "Yeah, exactly. But we do this in relationships. We demand people to be what we want them to be. And we have less distress and frustration and discomfort when we accept grass as cushion and trees as shade. And so our job is to love the grass as it is and to love the tree as it is, and not get caught up in the expectation of what we want them to be. And when we can do that, then we can have healthy relationships, because we'll enter the relationships that we know that are good for us, and we will walk away from the relationships that we know are not. The best way to say goodbye is just to acknowledge the reality. Acknowledge that you are in two different places right now in this moment in your life, that you're wanting different things. And the person may try and disagree with you and go, no, but state actual observation. If somebody is drinking in excess, that's reality. If they're not willing to address that, then you have to make the hard decision. Either I don't come around this person that often, or I don't come around this person at all. One of my new favorite quotes Mental health is accepting reality at all cost. Okay? I can't make them stop. They're unwilling to make any changes, so I have to decide what's good for me. Because a relationship can only be as healthy as the unhealthiest person. So, you say goodbye. And then you do the hard work of grieving. And in that grieving, you go through all the stages, the anger, the bargaining, which is all the would've, should've, could'ves, the depression. And eventually you get to this place where you just accept the reality. And in this acceptance, you accept the reality of the disappointment, any disappointment you have with the relationship, with the other person, with yourself. You acknowledge how there were red flags that you just flat out ignored until the flag was slapping you in the face. Because we all do that. It's like, yeah, I kind of knew this was a problem and I did it anyway. We've all been there. We've all been there. And if you're saying you've never been there, I don't know that I believe you. I'm sorry. I just don't know that I believe you. You acknowledge the good things about the person. You acknowledge the things that were challenging. You acknowledge the things that you did well. You look for areas where you can grow and do better so you can take those lessons into the next relationship. You give yourself permission to cry and to grieve and to be angry and take all those emotions to God and let Him soothe you and give you direction on what to do next. You acknowledge the fact that the person just wasn't ready. That doesn't say anything about you as a person or your value as a person. I think sometimes we want people to do the work so badly, and the fact that they don't, we take it to mean that we weren't worth the effort or the fight. That's just not true. Change is really hard, and people have to get to their why on their own time. And sometimes the person may not have anything to change. It's just you two aren't a good fit. Release the person to be responsible for their own life. You know, I've said in a couple of videos back that a lot of times we go into setting boundaries because we want to change the other person. The boundary isn't about changing the other person. It's about taking control of ourselves and making adjustments so our mind and body and spirit is functioning the best that it can be. And so I've got to do the hard work for myself, and I've got to release that person to do the hard work for them. And as I was saying earlier in this video, when you think of goodbye as being what it was initially intended to be, sending someone away with God, when I'm releasing that person, I'm releasing them into God's hands, which honestly, they were already in God's hand in the first place, but now I'm acknowledging that God is involved in the situation. So there we are. All of the videos on boundaries are done. So if you missed any of the series, I will put the link down below to the playlist of all the videos so you can get caught up. And let me know what resonated with you from the video down below. Push the like, thumbs up, subscribe, and push the bell so you can be notified whenever I release another video. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video. Thank you so much for spending time with me. And until next time, choose joy.